Hello there and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to talk about the Dream Wardens, which is the brand new Renown track of patch 10.2 Guardians of the Dream. And in this video we're going to talk about all of the different sources and locations of reputation for the Dream Wardens so you can get maxed out as fast as possible when the patch launches very soon. But before we get into the reputation guide, I just want to shout out my Twitch, twitch.tv/MrGM. If you want to see me stream World of Warcraft, Dragonflight PTR and more, over on twitch.tv/MrGM every single day. Right, so yes, patch 10.2 Guardians of the Dream will be launching extremely soon, or is already launched depending on when you watch this video. It launches on November 7th in the NA region and November 8th in the EU. This patch has a ton of awesome features, including a new zone in the Emerald Dream, and of course with a new zone comes a new Renown track, and that is the Dream Wardens. They are a coalition of various races ready to defend the Emerald Dream against any and all threats, or at least that's what the reputation pane says. So let's start by talking about the Renown itself. So the Renown is 20 levels once again, very similar to the Loam Niffin. Some of the notable rewards here, of course, so you're going to get Dragon Isle supplies, Flight Stones, you're going to get some of the new Whelpling crests, so you're going to get new crests in 10.2. You're also going to get some of the new Drake crests at some of the levels at 8, 12, and 19. You're also going to get some customizations for your brand new Dragon Riding Drake at Renown 6, 13, and 19, including some brand new scale colors for this awesome looking Drake. As well, you can expect some brand new armor for your characters, so some 441 veteran gear at Renown 7 and some 454 armor at Renown 14. At Renown 16, you're going to unlock a Emerald Dream Transmog set. At Renown 17, you're going to get 2 brand new Dream Stag mounts, which look really cool. At Renown 18, you will unlock a permanent augment rune through the Dream Warden's reputation. So if that's something that interests you, Renown 18 is probably going to be your goal there. And then finally, at Renown 20, you're going to get a couple of things, including a heroic crafting item. So this is going to help you a lot if you are gearing in the early days of the patch. And you will also get the title Dream Defender at Renown 20. So those are a few notable rewards. There are of course some other rewards sprouted in there as well, but for the most part it's kind of the standard rewards you'd expect from a Dragonflight Renown track. It's also worth mentioning at Renown 15 that will give you one of the requirements for Dragon Isle's Pathfinder. Dragon Isle's Pathfinder is coming in 10.2. The reward for this will give you the ability to ride your normal flying mounts in the Emerald Dream, in the Zeralak Cavern, and of course the Dragon Isles. The other requirements for this are just to complete the Dragon Isles campaign, do some exploration, get the other Renowns to 15, so once you hit Renown 15 with the Dream Wardens, that should give you Dragon Isle's Pathfinder. So yeah, if that's something you're wanting, then definitely go for Renown 15. So with the rewards out the way, let's talk about how to gain Renown with the Dream Wardens in 10.2. So obviously the first way is going to be through the campaign. So there are 6 chapters in total in the Emerald Dream. Now the thing is here, we don't know exactly what is going to be available on week 1 or week 2, but we are presuming that chapters 1 to 4 will be available on week 1, and then the post-raid chapters 5 and 6 will be available on week 2 once the raid launches. But again, we're not 100% on that. Obviously we will see once the patch launches. But if we're going off the assumption that chapters 1 to 4 will be available at launch, each of these chapters will reward you with a reputation token, which gains 2,500 renown, or 1 renown per chapter. And then on week 2, when chapters 5 and 6 become available, we're just assuming that they're probably going to give you 2,500 renown for each chapter there. Also in the Emerald Dream are a bunch of really fun and interesting side quests. In total, there are 9 side quests available in the Emerald Dream. Worth noting, once again, we do not know what is going to be available on week 1. This is what is available on the PTR right now, but historically we have had stuff on the PTR which wasn't available on launch of the patch. So I'm just going to go off what is going to be available eventually in the Emerald Dream. So all the locations for these side quests will be available in the description, so if you want to find the different waypoints, you can use TomTom to find the starting locations of all of these quests. So the first side quest is Trouble at the Tree. This will start at Lady Moonberry. Doing this quest will give you 250 renown. It's a very easy quest to do. The next one is a Sleepy Search. That is started at Icarus. This will give you 500 renown in total. The next one is a Call to Aid. This is from Delaran Summer Moon. Completing this quest will give you 1,000 reputation. The next quest line is called Burning Out. This is started at Solara's Thorngate. Completing this quest line will give you 500 reputation. The next quest is called the Dryad Garden. This is a really fun quest. This actually starts at Sonaris and will give you 750 reputation for completing it. The next side quest is also from Sonaris. This is called the Kyonzu Query. Completing this quest will also give you 1000 reputation. This will also, if you're playing a druid, will give you a new fly form as well, so make sure you do that one. Now, once you've completed the Kyonzu's Query, this will open up another quest from Sonaris called the Sky Mother's Ear, and this will give you another 1000 reputation. The next quest is up in the top right of the zone, and this is called Memory of the Dreamer. And completing this quest from Keeper Anandrus will give you 1500 reputation. And finally, the best quest of all, the best side quest of them all, is called A Dragon in the Hand is worth 2 in the Roost, and this is the Netherwing and Stormdrake quest available from Rathian. Completing this quest and the scenario will give you a total of 1000 reputation. This is one of the quests I don't think is going to be there on launch, but we'll see. Now, the most important thing to note with these quests is the fact that they give you tokens for reputation and not straight reputation like you would on a normal quest line. Now, because of this, you can actually do some pretty interesting things to gain even more reputation. So, if you remember in 10.1.7, we had a new event called the Dreamsurge. Now, if you don't know, with the Dreamsurge, every 30 minutes, a new buff will come up that is voted by the players. Now, one of these buffs is a 50% increase of reputation. So what you have to do here is sit on all of these tokens, wait for the 50% increased reputation buff to become active in the Dreamsurge zone, go to that zone and press all of those tokens that you got from those side and campaign quests. That'll give you an extra 50% on top of all of the reputation that I just stated. Yeah, it's definitely very interesting. I don't know if this is going to be removed, but I thought it's worth noting at least. So yeah, if you see that 50% increased rep buff still in there on launch of 10.2, then definitely take advantage of that to get 50% more rep from all of your side quests and all of your campaign quests, because they give tokens, and yeah, that's easily done. So moving on from quests, there's also a bunch of treasures in the zone which will give reputation each time you open them. So there are 4 chests called Unawaken Echoes. Now, to access these, you need to go to the locations listed in the description and do /sleep. When you do /sleep, that will activate you to kind of run and open these chests. So there are 4 of those available, and they will give 200 reputation each. The next chest is the Magical Bloom. This will also give 200 reputation. The next one is the Hidden Moonkin Stash. This will also give 200. And the final one is Odd Burl, and that will give you 200 reputation, just like the others. So 7 chests scattered around the Emerald Dream that will give you 200 rep per chest. And as mentioned, the coordinates will be down below. The next source of reputation is, of course, a weekly quest for the Dream Wardens. This is like your standard weekly quest that you're always going to get. This will give you 500 reputation for completing it, and the requirement for it is to gain 1500 rep with the Dream Wardens, so very easily done there. Another 2 weekly quests are actually the supply crate quests. So this is a really interesting thing. You're going to talk to a Moonkin here, and you're going to be able to craft supply crates out of profession items. So depending on your profession, or depending on what's cheap on the auction house, you can craft different ones of these. Essentially, you're going to want to craft 6 of these a week. You can only carry 5 at a time. And the quest right next to the Moonkin is the quest you're going to want to complete. So the first quest is just to hand in 1 of these crates. That will give you 250 rep. And then the next quest is you hand in 5 of the crates. That will give you 250 rep as well. So yeah, 500 reputation is available weekly for these very simple supply crate quests. Also as well is the Superbloom world event. This is a new world event in patch 10.2. If you want to know more details about the Superbloom event, I do have a full video on the channel. But essentially, yeah, it's like your soups and sieges and your time rifts and things like that. Just another one of those events. This will happen hourly. Now, the reputation from this is going to come from a weekly quest. This quest is super easy to do. All you have to do is gain some of the bloom, which is basically just partaking in the Superbloom event and completing the Superbloom event. Completing that quest will give you a 1000 reputation token. So remember what I said about tokens? You want to sit on those and wait for your Dreamsurge, so you can increase that reputation by at least 50% with the Dreamsurge. So once you've completed that weekly quest, make sure you're sitting on that token until your Dreamsurge zone comes up, or if they fix it, then just use it straight away. Another thing worth noting here is that in the earlier builds of the PTR, repeat Superblooms were giving 50 reputation. However, as of the latest build, this is not happening anymore, so I don't know if repeat Superblooms will give reputation. That might be subject to change, but previously on the PTR, it was 50 per Superbloom. So if you really want to get sweaty with it, that might be a thing, but if not, then I guess it's just the weekly is going to give you rep. Another thing that you can do daily to give you reputation is kill rares. There are 6 available on the map. You'll see them kind of glowing up on the map when they are active. I'll leave all the coordinates, of course, down below. But yeah, you want to kill those at least daily. You'll get 25 from the kill, and then you'll get a bag also from killing the rare, which will give you another 25 rep. So yeah, make sure you're getting that 50 rep per rare per day, obviously once they are up. They're pretty easy to solo if you've got a pet class or something like that, but for the most part, probably 2 or 3 people will be plenty to kill these rares. And of course, in the early days of the Emerald Dream, there's going to be a ton of people running around killing rares, so make sure you get that done. As you'd imagine as well, there's a bunch of world quests in the Emerald Dream, so world quests will come available pretty early on in your questing. Each of these world quests will gain you 50 reputation per world quest. However, some of the world quests will also reward you extra rep from 75 to 100 rep, depending on the world quest, so keep an eye out for that. Basically, you just want to clear all of the world quests per day, just to get that bonus rep with the Dream Wardens. And staying on world quests, if you want to get really sweaty with it, you can get a Dream Wardens contract from the auction house. These will probably start being crafted pretty early on in the patch, so make sure you keep an eye on the auction house for those. Gaining a 3-star contract will give you 15 reputation from Dragonflight world quests. Any Dragonflight world quests will give you an extra 15 reputation for the Dream Warden. So if you really want to get sweaty, you can turn on a contract and go around the Dragon Isles and do world quests to get 15 rep per world quest. But yeah, that's kind of optional really. The final thing worth mentioning in the Emerald Dream is the seed system. So this is kind of like planting seeds around the Emerald Dream. Now, this is so weird. It's been changing every single build, but we have seen some reputation come from this, depending if you deposit dewdrops into the seeds. Yeah, not really too much to say here. We got 20 rep randomly, but I don't know if that's here to stay. It might have been a bug. We're not really sure. But essentially, yeah, maybe you'll get some rep from the seeds, but I wouldn't count it as like a farm or anything like that. It's 20 reputation. It's really not worth mentioning, but there you go. If you're going to be doing the seed stuff for a mount and various other things in the Emerald Dream, then you might get some rep from that also. So let's finish off by talking about the reputation increases. As I mentioned before, the Dreamsurge Buff. This is going to be something you want to just make sure you pop in all your tokens when you see that buff active in the Dreamsurge zone. Again, might be removed, but we'll have to see what happens with that. Also, the Dark Moon Fair is going to give you an extra 10% increase. This will actually be active when the patch drops and active again in early December. As of right now, it has not moved, so we might actually get a 10% increase from the launch of the patch. But again, watch this space. It might not be there, but we'll have to see. Another thing as well, which is actually really cool depending on when you're watching this video, is the WoW Anniversary buff will also be active from November 16th to December 12th. This will give you a 19% reputation increase. So if you really want to maximize your reputation in the early days of the patch, the kind of play here is to get one of your ults to Renown 10. Getting to Renown 10 will unlock the Worthy Ally buff, which will give you a 100% reputation increase on your ults. So yeah, if you really want to get sweaty with it, get an ult to 10, go on your main, complete all of the campaign and side quests and weekly Superblooms. Wait for the Dreamsurge buff, which is a 50% increase. Wait for the Dark Moon Fair in early December, and wait for the Anniversary buff starting in November. So you want to kind of do this in early December when the Dark Moon Fair is up, and that will give you a massive increase in reputation. And also, if you really want to get sweaty with it, race change to a human, because you get an extra 10% from that. But yeah, I don't know what you could get to. You could probably get to 15, maybe even 20 in the first couple weeks for sure through that method, but we'll have to see what happens. The numbers aren't really final. I wouldn't, only Sif, Steel, and Absolutes. So yeah, there you go, guys. That is all of the sources of reputation for the Dream Wardens in 10.2. Pretty much standard stuff for the most part. It's going to be an interesting grind. I think it's a lot easier than some of the other grinds, which is kind of nice. We'll have to see if the various increases of rep will be sticking around for 10 to launch. So yeah, there you go, guys. If you like this video, please do leave a like on it and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you want to support me outside of YouTube, I'm also on Patreon, and I have Twitter at MrGMYT, and I have a partner Discord channel as well. And as mentioned, I am streaming on twitch.tv/MrGM. If you want to see me stream World of Warcraft, Dragonflight PTR, and more, I'm over on twitch.tv/MrGM every single day. And with that, guys, I'll see you next time.